Okay, so today is Sunday, May 28th, and this is the 1 week progress on the garden. I'm going to start over here, kind of give you a little different perspective of things today. We did a lot of work in it yesterday. I think you're going to notice some significant changes over the past week. I mean, it has been incredible to me, but you let me know what you think. These are our southern peas. They're still pressing right along. We haven't seen any sign of fruiting yet, but that's okay. You know, they'll probably take a little while. They're kind of a midsummer when it gets really hot here in zone 7A/B. I found out we are in zone 7A/B because our county is divided in half, and I'm right about the midway point, so I think I'm just going to go with zone 7. We're in northern Alabama. It is a beauty-mous day. Had a little rain last night, and you know that never hurts the garden. So with that, let's get on with it. Anyway, those are the southern peas. I went ahead and set up a trellis system for the butternut squash. It looks like this one here, right up front right here, he decided he was going to grow a little bit overnight, and he needs to be tied up right now too. But all in all, they're coming along very well so far. Down here is some more butternut squash. I guess I could get Mr. Fork out of the way here. Yesterday when I trellised these up, they look so pitiful because the back sides of the leaves were facing the sun. It was just ugly. And they have made a 24-hour turnaround and now are looking exceptional. They're just growing like crazy. It's just been such a good week. We haven't had any real hot weather yet, so the crops are just going crazy. I'll start over here on our tomato row. These are the bush beans, blue lake bush beans that we put in. We always put in as many of those as we can because, man, do we can and eat the crap out of those. These over here, let me adjust the camera a little bit. These are our tomatoes, and I cut them back pretty hard yesterday down around the bases and added more tomato clips to the string. But I don't know if you can tell how big that stalk is, but there's my finger and there's the stalk of that thing. I mean, it's freaking huge. Growing very well. We've got set fruit on almost every plant down low. Let's see if I can find one on here. I thought I did. Maybe not. There's one right. Well, no, that's just a flower right now. Somewhere in there, I believe there is. These are Cherokee purples. There, if you look real close in there, you might be able to see a couple of them. Nothing huge yet, nothing to brag about. This one here has a pretty decent one on him. So, and the good news is, it looks like we've, at least for the time being, avoided blossom end rot. Blossom end rot is caused by a lack of uptake of calcium. And so what I do when I plant my tomatoes is, excuse me, I always give them a handful of bone meal down in there with it. But it's not just the fact that you add the calcium to the soil so they can take it up. It's the fact that if you don't water them correctly, they don't get a chance to bring the calcium up. So that gets to be a problem. So it can be multiple things that are causing your blossom end rot, but calcium and proper watering are two of the things you can look at right up front to probably fix your problem. Okay, over here, this is another Cherokee purple. This one, these here they're the same breed. I believe they're Brandywines, and they're looking pretty good. I mean, they've set some fruit, but they're a little bit wilty looking, and I don't understand why. They're getting the same water as everything else, but if you look at the one right next to it, it's the same one. He looks the same. So I don't know what the deal is with that. You can see they're setting nice fruit. If you have any idea why that's happening, let me know down in the comments. And these over here are beefsteaks. And they're growing a little goofy too. They got a real good main stalk, but boy, they get bushy like that. And I've really been trying hard to cut back the suckers on it. But they just keep, I mean, it's just so tightly bushed in there. It's got a crazy big stalk, just like the other one did. So we'll wait and see. Maybe that one will go crazy here before too long. But I'm gonna walk you down this side because the way the sun is, I want to give you the best lighting because you're not gonna believe this next row. Okay, you ready? Those are the peas. Oh my gosh. I mean, they are 5 feet tall right now, and if you look, you can see pea pods everywhere on them. Here's some more over here. So I tied them up with some twine just to keep them from falling over. But we're probably a couple, maybe 2 weeks away from harvesting these. But I mean, look at all the blossoms we have on them. They have just gone berserk this last week. And we're excited. I mean, we love English peas. So yeah, the more the merrier. We planted these, I think the last week of March or first week of April. And fortunately for down here, it hasn't got real hot yet. So they've been thriving. You know, we haven't had those 90-degree days that we usually get in May. So these peas are just going nuts. We hope to get a really, really good harvest out of that. Anyway, I thought you might be impressed with those because we sure were. I mean, I bet they've grown 1.5 feet since last week. It's just crazy. And then our obligatory bush beans, even they're coming in pretty strong now. The ones that we had to transplant are even coming in pretty hard. Okay, my beet menagerie. I did pull one the other night just to see, are we going to get anything out of here since I planted them so close? And yeah, he was about 3/4 of an inch across and about maybe an inch deep. So we're going to leave them till the bitter end and hope for the best. Here's our cucumbers. I don't know, last week, remember, they were just 2 leaves, I think. And now they're almost ready to start up the trellis. In fact, I could move one right here to where he is in the trellis. So, whoops, sorry about that. So yeah, so away they go. These are our cherry tomatoes. I cut them back pretty hard on the ground level. Like I said last week, you know, to keep the leaves, try to keep the leaves off the ground so they're less susceptible to blight. We do have some low-hanging fruit on these. They're kind of hard to see, and they're sitting pretty low on the plant. Maybe on the other side I'll be able to show you. But there's some right there. You can see them right in here. So maybe next week we'll have some of those. Here's some more right here. So sweet 100s are on their way. So far this year has been so good for our tomatoes, in that in the previous years, man, we just didn't even hardly get any fruit to set. And what fruit did set, the creatures ate, so it was no good. Here's our jalapenos. You can see there's quite a few buds, quite a few little jalapenos hanging on there right now. I'm gonna probably clip off some of the fruit that's on there because they'll start focusing on getting that fruit going and they kind of blow off their plant growth. So I'll probably get rid of those and let the plant bush out a little more. These over here are our sweet peppers, yellow and orange sweet peppers. Looks like I might have to 7 dust them. Got a little something eating on this one. These right here are our crookneck squash. I built these trellises for the crooknecks and the zucchini. I'm gonna give that a try this year and see how it goes. I figured I'd try to TP them together to give them a little bit more rigidity, so when they start getting zucchini on them, that, you know, they won't just collapse over one of them bamboo sticks. So yeah, so that's all good. Walk over here to where the onions are. Not a whole lot of change with them. I mean, they're getting bigger. Tops are starting to bend. They're probably starting to bulb on the bottom, which is good. As the potatoes, we put 2 kind in here. I can't tell you what kind. I can tell you red and yellow. And as it turns out, we have pink and white blossoms. So there you go. They're still a ways from harvesting. As you can see, they're flourishing right now and blooming, and everything's good. So we're hoping if the creatures stayed out of them that we're going to have a good harvest on our potatoes. These potatoes over here, let me walk around the side. That's where we saw the creature last week, remember? These potatoes over here, I don't know if something's in on them or if they're just dying back right down there. But these are the pink blossom ones. I may have to get in there and check. We'll keep an eye on that the next couple weeks and see how that goes. And if they just flat die, we'll just go in and pull them up. And some exciting news here with the garlic is later on today, I believe we are going to film our garlic harvest. So look for that video as well. I did pull one Friday night just to see where they're at, and I'm pretty happy with it. So it looks like they're ready to come out. It's cloved up real good. I can feel it in there. They've split. So things ought to be good with that guy. We're hoping. I don't know how if I'm filming this worth crap or not, but so yeah, anyway, we're going to do a garlic harvest here in a little bit, which might be kind of fun. As you can see, the bottom leaves are brown. They've fallen off. The top leaves are starting to yellow and brown. I think they're probably about as far as they need to go, and that's a pretty good sized garlic right there, and he's not even one of the big stalks. So I think we're in good shape. So anyway, that's kind of the garden today. Nothing new. My buddy did give me a spearmint plant that I'm going to put in a pot, probably put out here somewhere. There's a good view of the whole garden. Those peas are just driving me nuts, man. They have just went so crazy. But they're going to be so good. There's so many pods on there right now and so many more blooms. If we can just keep the weather kind of the way it is for about another 2 weeks, I think we're really going to rake it in on those peas. And we'll can a bunch of them. We might even show you how we do that. That'll be a first. We've not canned peas before. So anyway, you know, I'm not going to tell you to subscribe or comment or hit the notification bell. Y'all know that stuff. So, well, I just said I wasn't going to say that. Heck, if you like it, like it. If you don't, that's okay too. So you guys have a good week. Stay in touch because we'll have the garlic video up here pretty soon, and maybe another video from our Alaska fishing trip. I've got some more stuff I need to put together. I'm getting better with the software, so hopefully the quality of the videos might go up. All right, until then, you guys have a safe week. We're out.